let's head to the South Island now. In October, producer Mark Leishman met some very special dogs, which encapsulate that notorious Aussie-Kiwi rivalry.
Well, this week I'm at the Ashburton AMP show, another of those fine shows that do their best to bring urban and rural people together, and they do it extremely well. But I'm not here to look at the show itself. I'm here because there's a test happening, and it's an important one. It's the test between New Zealand and Australia in sheepdog trialling.
Wanna go, guide? Wanna go, guide?
Wanna go, guide? Come on. Just put these away out of the road so they don't get into trouble. Come on, guide. Stay there.
The Wayleggo Cup is the dog trialling equivalent of the Bledisloe in rugby. It's been competed for since 1985. And just like the All Blacks, the New Zealand dog trials team has dominated the competition, winning 21 of 37 competitions over the past 40 years. Last year, however, the Aussies won on home soil. So this year it was their turn to cross the Tasman and try and retain the cup on Kiwi soil.
Yeah, I'm Ben Miller and I'm representing New Zealand in the Trans-Tasman series in Ashburton at the Ashburton show with my dog King, nearly 6-year-old dog. So this is Michael Miller, my grandfather, and yeah, he gave me my first hen dog when I left school. So yeah.
I've been dog trying about 60 years. The best I've done, I got third in New Zealand about 20 years ago. That was my best effort, yeah.
Wonderful day for you, no doubt.
Oh, it would be.
Yeah. And so how do you feel about Ben? You must be pretty proud of him.
Oh, yes, we are very proud of him. And he's very good at working his dogs.
Is he a good listener? Did he have to take much instruction from yourself?
No, he's just natural. Yeah, he likes his dogs and he's a very good trainer.
Wayleggo, hey? Wayleggo. The phrase, of course, is the name of the trophy you're going for, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yep, it's an old shepherding command. It's basically a callback for our dogs.
Do you actually use it on a daily basis?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's my come to me command on all my dogs, and I've got a whistle as well. But yeah, that's what I use in general. Like every day when I'm calling them back to their kennels or heading to work or something.
Wayleggo.
Wayleggo.
Do you have to build a chemistry between you and the dog?
You do. It's a long process breaking a dog in. You're probably 2 years breaking it in really, and then another 12 months doing a bit of fine tuning. So you've got to like the dog. He's got to be your mate, or else it's a long 2 years.
And what about the team you're in? I mean, you're the youngest by a country mile, aren't you? How old are you, 23?
23, yeah. Yes, so I bring the average age down a wee bit. Not as much as we thought I did, actually, but yeah, good to have all that experience around. Left school when I was 18 and went straight into a shepherding job. I was lucky enough to be offered a job straight out of school, and so started my team of dogs from there.
How many dogs do you have?
There's 9 at home, 3 or 4 young pups there from 6 to 15, 18 months of age that I'm working on or working through. Out of those 3 or 4, I'll probably end up trialling one of them, and the other 3 will end up getting sold.
And at the other end of the age scale in the Kiwi team is Leo Jacinto, who's 70.
And my dog's Jake. He's about 3 years, 4 months old. Yeah, and I'm repping New Zealand and against the Aussies in this test coming up. Probably been doing this for about 40 years now. But in the early days I was not so serious. I was involved in football and pig hunting and that, so that all come first, and the dog trialling was afterwards. And then as I got older it got more serious.
Were you farming or were you
Yes, I was farming
shepherding?
up in the far north.
All right.
Yeah. So actually I was pretty close to the Aussies. I was in the last farm in the far north up at the lighthouse in the far north. Closest to me was the Aussies.
So these dogs don't bark, they're hitting dogs, they're eye dogs. They use the power of their steer and their body movements to move the sheep in whatever direction required.
Each team has 4 competitors, and the Aussie 4 includes a father and son pair, Barry Knight and his son Bailey.
Yeah, this is the first time for the Australian team that there's been a father-son in the same team, so we've created some history.
Yeah, fantastic. And you've got a farm, you work a farm, you work the dogs every day?
Yeah, got a small place at Toowoomba, 2 hours west of Brisbane, and in Queensland. Yeah, run cattle there and a few sheep.
And work the dogs each day on those?
Yeah, all the dogs work cattle at home and work sheep, and so they regularly get the farm work.
What's the competition been like so far for you, and how do you like going up against the Kiwis?
Yeah, well, it's always good, the old rivalry, Australia-New Zealand, but no, the competition was great yesterday. You know, the New Zealand team had a strong team, and I guess we've got a young team to an extent, and all the dogs, all 8 dogs performed very well.
Bailey Knight is 26 and, like many Australian dog trialling competitors, is not a farmer. You actually don't farm, you're a plumber?
Yeah, plumber by trade. I have my own little farm out at Dalby and I run a few sheep on it, but I'm plumbing by day and just do a bit of sheepdog training in the afternoons.
The Knight family has chosen some classic names for their dogs. Bailey named his after an old slim dusty country song, I'd Love to Have a Bear with Duncan. Tell us about Duncan.
Yeah, he's 8 years old. He's one of my first pups that I ever got. Yeah, he's been pretty good. I think I won my first Open with him. I represented Queensland for the first time with him and now represent Australia for the first time with him. So he's been pretty good for me, yeah.
And what are the differences you've noticed so far? I mean, let's start with the sheep.
The sheep over here, yeah, they are different to our sheep. They look at your dogs a lot more and a lot more weight on your dogs, whereas our sheep are probably because they're not getting worked as much and they're left in bigger paddocks. They're a bit lighter and runnier when they see people and dogs. They're not handled as much.
Yes.
So they're a bit more flighty, yeah.
Great days dog trialling here at Ashburton. Thank you very much for the Ashburton Show Society and the New Zealand Working Sheepdog Association for putting on the Wayleggo Cup here today.
I'll go back to you, Barry. What's your dog's name again?
Mavis.
They got great names. Is there something about the names that mean something?
Not really, we just try to name them, give them a name that nobody else has got.
So Mavis, she's a delight. Hello, Mavis. She's even looking up at me, so very alert. Tell us about her.
Mavis is a 6-year-old bitch. She's won 7 or 8 trials and first time representing Australia. So she's a handy little dog.
And Mavis is not a big dog, is she?
No, Mavis is a very small dog. She's only 15.5 kilos. But yeah, she's got a lot of heart. She tries.
Got them nicely, Barry. He's tucked them in the pen. Going to bring Mavis round. Stop her in the front of them. Out there, he just lets those sheep settle. Steps out of the ring, Barry Knight for Australia as he picks up the gate, brings it round with Mavis on his right-hand hip as he comes around and shuts the gate. Puts a score on the board for Australia.
Tell us about the actual dog trialling in Australia. How strong is it and how big is it? Is it nationwide?
Every state has dog trialling except for the Northern Territory. And there's the national trials and Australian Championship trials. In Queensland, we have about 20-odd trials a year. And then some of us choose to travel interstate. We travelled to Western Australia, which round trip was about 10,000 Ks.
Driving all the way?
Driving all the way.
Oh, that was the 10,000 K?
Yeah, that was the 10,000 K round trip, yep.
Wow, how long did that take?
5 days each way.
Wow.
Yeah, yep. So big days.
What about the commands? What are your commands?
My commands, I've got a back, here, stop, a keep away, get in. And that's pretty well the commands, yeah.
So you don't use the Wayleggo?
No, that'll do for us Australians.
Try and pick the sheep up before they get round the end of the gap. Nice work there from Jess. She's got the sheep positioned beautifully. She moves forward there now. I'm going to take her position in the set right off the end of the gap. Just wants to roll those sheep round there now and give them a look at the gap.
Dog trialling is proving to be a popular sport for women on both sides of the Tasman. And as if to prove that point, Jess Kimpton travelled 3,900 kilometres from Sydney to Perth just to compete and win a spot in the test team. Another first for this Australian team. So Jessica, the one and only woman in the competition, how are the boys treating you?
Oh, they're good, and even if they weren't, they'd just have to suck it up.
So tell us, what do you do? What's your job? Are you in farming?
No, so I'm not actually in farming, but I am in animal training. So I've always absolutely loved the farming sector. I've tried getting into it, and I did quite well on a cattle station, but came back to Sydney and got right into the sheepdog stuff. So I train sheepdogs and I train film animals.
Oh, really? Okay. What's some of the films you've been involved in?
So a couple of my sheepdogs were actually the main dogs in the Rams movie that came out a few years ago.
Yes.
And The Fall Guy, they're probably a couple of the most recent bigger name ones.
Big Hollywood production, that one.
Yes,
Fall
yes.
Guy. It seems unusual to be a Sydneyite doing dog trials.
It is. We used to always have this running joke that we trained on pelicans and seagulls for the runny ones. Wasn't true, although I must admit I did have a little flock of chickens that I used to have to tune my dog up on, but no, we used to drive out about 2 hours to get to our mentor when Mum and I first started.
Oh, your mother started too?
Yeah, so we started at the same time. And
So what's the dog you brought over with you?
Stitch is a 7-year-old white and black border collie bitch. Interesting to see. I don't think there's many white dogs over here because a lot of the livestock look at her and kind of go, what on earth is that? She was just awesome from day dot. So we actually have inside dogs. That'll probably horrify many people, but that's all right.
Is she an inside dog?
She is an inside dog. I'll let you in on a secret. She does sleep on the bed normally. Obviously hasn't wrecked her, but you know.
So I would suggest she has the most comfortable life of any of the dogs competing today.
Yeah, she is the most spoiled sheepdog probably in the world. No, she's really good. We tend to have our dogs as pets as well as work dogs. We're on a little bit of acreage where we are, but, you know, nothing like what we'd actually call a farm. We're hobby farmers, so we need them to be able to work in both worlds. And as long as you're not truly spoiling them and you're consistent with them, they know what they're supposed to be doing. They have discipline and manners, but they're also part of the family.
Stitch and Jess be keeping an eye on that little sheep out in the lead there. She's not overly settled. She'll be looking to keep putting her back in the middle and settle her down there a little bit.
Tell us about being a woman in this kind of man's world. I know it's changing, and I know there are a lot of women doing really well in dog trials here in New Zealand. Is it the same in Australia?
Yeah, so if anything, we actually see a lot more women in Australia being out there on the trial course and as trainers and getting out there. It's still male dominated, but we're getting, I reckon about 25% probably now would be women out on the fields. So it used to be that you'd go out there and you'd be maybe a handful of us if you're lucky, but now no, you'll always see a woman at the trials over there, and we're getting up on those podiums, getting selected to rep Australia. It's a bit of a obvious observation there.
And are the old boys, are they welcoming?
Most of them are really welcoming. You get a couple that are a bit old-fashioned, but as a general rule of thumb, no, they're all absolutely pumped. I mean, at the end of the day, competition's only going to make everybody else better because you got to pick your game up to be able to still be on the top.
Yeah. And as a dog trainer, a dog behaviourist, I suppose, what is it, the link between you and the dog? Is it a sense of trust? Or
we were talking about this the other day, actually, on the team, and we're going, some dogs just have it. And we don't know how to describe what it is, but some of them are just so talented, and you get this relationship with them where it's almost like you're reading each other's minds. Yeah, and out in the trial field, you'll settle into it, and it just happens. It's just amazing, you know, the rest of the world melts away and it's just you and your dog, and every now and then you'll glance at each other and you just know what the other one needs, and yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. It's not a dictatorship from the handler, it's got to be a team.
And I imagine she pretty well knows what she's got to do anyway?
Oh yeah, no, she definitely knows what to do, and you know, every now and then one of us might make a mistake in thinking we need to go left or right or whatever we need, and I've well and truly learnt the art of when she gives me the look, and I've got to just go, all right, yep, no, I was wrong, you do you.
Time's been called, so 15 minutes he's got to get round the course. Toad, 5-year-old dog, casting out on the right-hand side, nice and clean, keeping distance off the sheep.
Another 50-year veteran of dog trialling is North Otago's Lloyd Smith with his dog Code. He started dabbling in dog trialling in the 1970s, and his first New Zealand championship was in 1982. He's seen it all.
You never know with this game. You can have a good man and a good dog, but if the sheep don't want to play the same silly game, well, things can go wrong in a hurry.
You all seem really relaxed. Do you find, you know, that it's a relaxing sort of sport?
Well, most of us roosters are pretty relaxed customers anyway, so yeah, no, and it's always good to catch up and with old mates, and you know, sometimes you don't see fellas for 12 months in a year and you catch up with them at a dog trial at a championship, so yeah, it's great in that respect.
The president of the Dog Trialling Association of New Zealand, David Shields, says while all of the Kiwi team are farmers or former farmers, most competitors in Australia are not, and geography has a great deal to do with it.
I heard one of them state that out of 140 odd registered handlers, as they call them in Queensland, only 3 of them work sheep full time. That's their livelihood, you know. And geography's a big problem for them. Yeah. So young shepherds can't travel away for 3 days to get to a 2-day trialling and then 3 days home again. When we were in Australia last year, one guy was working on driving from Geelong back to Perth, and he said he and his wife can only handle about 1,200 k's a day. So, and they're working on nearly 4.5 days to get home. So they have different issues than we have. Yeah.
Nice work there from Mavis as she just rolled those sheep up on the backside and just caught them as they came round, and she'll straighten them now. And I'm Tony Jackson. I'm here over in Ashburton commentating for the Australian team in the Wayleggo Cup here, Australia versus New Zealand. It's a great privilege to be here. It's great ground here at Ashburton, and great day. No better place to be.
Keeping with the theme of the different challenges farmers in Australia and New Zealand have to deal with, Aussie commentator Tony Jackson says the size of the farms and the different pests they're dealing with are quite considerable.
We've got 250,000 acres. We run 23,000 sheep and about 3,000 cows. So, and it ranges from Mitchell Grass Downs, which is open plains country, up into some mulga, which is an edible timber, and mulga ranges, as they call them. Nowhere near the size of the ranges you have down here, but a lot of it in that range country and running down on the channel country, that's where we run all our cattle. And that country's mustered with helicopter. There's generally 4 of us on motorbikes. And the helicopters bring the cattle to us, and we end up just sort of bringing the mob along the middle, and then the choppers muster into us. It's we can sort of muster probably 80,000 acres a day, sort of stuff, you know. And in saying that, the country is nowhere near as productive as this over here. We're looking to really only run a cow to 100. That country over 100 acres is all that country will run.
Tony Jackson owns a lot of land and by default has to deal with a lot of pests like dingoes and kangaroos.
You know, there's people make a living out of harvesting kangaroos, you know, for the pet food market and for human consumption. Every town has 6 or 8 roo shooters in them, you know, and that's their job. They go out shooting roos. Yeah.
And what would you average? I mean, how many would you get in a year?
Well, those boys are going out, they're sort of shooting 50 a night. That's a Toyota load. And, you know, prices are okay at the moment for kangaroo. I wouldn't say it was through the roof, but it's around about the 90 cents a kilo. Good roo over there might average about 25 kilos. So, you know, you're looking at around about $25 a roo, and if you shoot 50 of them, you know, there's no fortune in it, but you're making a good living, you know.
I'm Mark Copeland, captain of the New Zealand dog trial test team, working with my dog Guy.
For Mark, this is his 10th year in the Trans-Tasman team, and he's excited for the future of dog trialling.
Good hands, some very good hands, a lot of good young talent, and I might add there's a lot of good women talent coming through. I mean, there's 2 women out there that won New Zealand's now, and another one's won 2 island championships. They're putting the men to the sword, as it were, and they're accomplished competitors in their own right, running very, very good dogs. They're well trained and they know how to train a dog.
And they're the future?
They are, with young men as well, and there's a lot of them out there. It is a strong sport. Yeah, I've got to say it's a strong sport.
Well, long may that continue. Eh? It's gone long enough now. You've been trialling since, what, 1860 or something? Or?
Something like that. You're trying to get better. You're trying to breed and develop a better dog, and it doesn't always happen. And so you go again and you go again and again. It's a sport, and there's no other sport that I can think of that involves 3 mammals, does it? Some you can teach, others you can't.
Mark Copeland, captain of the New Zealand dog trialling test team. And as to the result of the test, well, after leading the first day, the Australians made no match of it, retaining the Wayleggo Cup and taking it back with them to Australia. So next year will be a big one for the Kiwi test team, trying to win back that cup, but having to do so on Australian soil.
Mark Leishman at the Wayleggo Cup, a Trans-Tasman competition for sheepdog trialists.
Do you know where the term Wayleggo comes from, Duncan?
No idea, though I assume it has nothing to do with small plastic building bricks.
No. Well, we found out it's actually short for the command come away and let go. Shepherds in New Zealand use it to call their dogs back from the stock they're working, usually over a very long distance. And here's a classic example of its use from the late Angus Gordon of Clifton Station in Hawke's Bay.
Want to go, Chuck? Come on, Chuck, come on. He's only a young dog. Chuck, get up here, Chuck. Get up here, Chuck. Want to go, Chuck? Get up here, Chuck. Get up here, Chuck. He's a young dog and he's as keen as mustard now. He's starting to get a bit of a know. He's got a magnificent bark on him, though. Look at that. 4th time up the hill. Come on, get up here. Up. That's better. He is such a know.
The late Angus Gordon of Hawke's Bay's Clifton Station, calling his dog Chuck, using the classic Wayleggo shepherd's call. Now, the Country Life team were very sad to hear of Angus's death last week. Aside from being a well-known farmer, Angus was also an author, a historian and a poet. Take a listen to our story recorded with Angus in 2021. You'll find it by typing Clifton Station 21st Century into the search function on the RNZ website. We'll also put a link to it in our show notes. And we thought we'd end with another tribute to Angus. Here he is reciting one of his poems from that same story produced by Sally Round and recorded in 2021.
Won an award, this poem, called Summing Up the Mood. Summing up the mood of all things past and gone, I'd say the sea, in all its weather-beaten ways, is closest to the fallen leaf and sound.
Angus Gordon.